we'll start off with the top 3 priorities that you have for the City of Oakley in your first year.
So my first priority is improving our police services and keeping our public safety. The city's about 20 years old, and we still need to increase the size of our police department to keep up with the growth of the city. My number 2 priority would be continuing to bring new businesses into the city and strengthening our businesses that are already there. And then as a third is, we have a waterfront area that is probably underutilized that needs to be explored more in our area.
During your time on the Planning Commission, what was the most important experience on that commission to prepare you for the City Council?
I would think the Planning Commission helped by understanding the procedures, understanding how things go through the process, understanding the rules, with the Brown Act and the different things, how an elected or an appointed official can sit on a board and commission.
Now, you've had a past experience as a police officer, as a reserve officer, correct?
Yes, I have. I was both a full-time and a reserve officer here in the city of Brentwood.
And I know you're very concerned about the police staffing in Oakley. How would you address that?
Well, I think we really need to get an ordinance in place that kind of sets what our staffing level should be. We need to be at least at 1 officer per 1,000, but trying to get 1.2, 1.3 officers per 1,000. The city's sitting at about 44,000 people, and we're at 36 officers right now. So we're behind that curve, making sure that once we do get all these officers in, that the police department has the facilities and the equipment that it takes to provide the safety.
Very good. You mentioned the waterfront along Oakley's edge. During a recent city council meeting, one of your colleagues, George Fuller, a current city council member, questioned the value of the regional park being proposed along Sellers. How did you react to that?
Well, that project's been in the plans for a long time. It's in the general and the master plan of the city, and the public's expecting that to be a park. So without any major changes or something that would prevent that, I think we need to continue moving forward with what was promised to our public by prior councils.
One other question for you. One of the issues that apparently didn't come up very often during the city council campaign of yours and also on the other candidates who are running. What about the issue of a homeless shelter in far east Contra Costa County? The nearest one is in Antioch. Is one required around Oakley or Brentwood?
When it comes to the homeless, I think it needs to be taken as a regional approach, and I don't think the individual cities, I think it needs to be done with all the cities and the county and probably even the state working together on putting a regional plan together for when it comes for the unhoused.
During your campaign, you talked with probably hundreds of local residents all around the city. What was one of the biggest themes or issues that residents brought up with you?
I think the number one thing that was out there, not understanding why the city broke into districts, why the elections, why council people were being voted in by districts and not at large anymore. And I think that's going to continue to take some education as we go through the next cycle on the other 3 races. That was probably number 1. And number 2, just how the city was going to continue handling the growth.
One of the other huge issues in Oakley over the last several years has been a dependable, easy evacuation plan along Cypress Road. Is there anything that you bring to the table to ensure the residents that are in that area that they have a way out in the case of a major wildfire?
Well, I do know the city and the police department, working with the other public safety agencies, has been working on a plan. And I know any type of an evacuation plan or emergency plan needs to be exercised. And it's an ongoing living document. So as you find flaws in it, you improve it. So I know that's in the process. The other one is that over the last year, the council's approved a lot of money to improve that East Cypress corridor and the roadways and everything like that. So not being a short-term fix, but a long-term fix has already been kind of put in place.
And finally, is there anything else that you wanted to add as a message to the City of Oakley moving into 2023?
I think it's important that they know that their council members are very accessible, that, I'm here to listen. I was voted in by the residents of District 2, but I represent the city as one vote for the city at large, and I want to make myself very accessible to people with questions or problems.
Well, Hugh, I want to thank you very, very much on behalf of the press and all of our readers and subscribers. Thank you and Happy New Year.
Thank you, too.